Hello, and welcome to this Rails Quest screencast. My name is Caleb Lape. I'm the creator of Rails Quest, where I help people build Rails apps without magic or guesswork. Today we're going to take a look at my process for building a Rails app from scratch. So as you can see, we're here at GitHub. This is where I write 90% of my code. This is where I plan projects, where I store my code, where I have conversations with collaborators. It really is the beating heart of the whole software development process for me. So I've grown accustomed to it, and hopefully we'll take a little look at how I tend to use the tools that are available in GitHub as well. So today we're going to be looking at the Gumroad Me project. We're going to try to build a wish list that's designed to work with Gumroad products. So I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I tweeted out yesterday that in honor of Gumroad's redesign that launched today, that I was going to build an app that integrates with Gumroad in some way. And the first thing that came to mind was a wish list. And as I was searching around online, there wasn't just a ton that was relevant, but I did come across this random post. And it appears that wish lists for Gumroad is on somebody's wish list. They wish that Gumroad would implement this feature. So in the interest of simplicity and just choosing something to build, we're going to go with it. So I think this is going to be fun. It's going to be an exciting adventure. Hopefully I'm planning on collaborating with people on Twitter also through this process. And maybe we'll end up with a really neat, useful tool at the end of it. But if nothing else, this should be a really instructive experience for both myself, discovering my process and refining it and putting it out there, getting feedback on it from the community, and also teaching and showing how easy it really is to build a software product in Rails. If you take an MVP approach, if you remove all of the obstacles that tend to get people stuck or frozen at the beginning. So I'm excited that you're along for the ride, and stay tuned for future episodes. Before we go, let's take a quick look at what I have here in the Gumroad Me repository. So I truly am trying to start with a blank slate here. You'll see there's no code in the repo. I mostly created this repository just so that I could start building some issues out and kind of define the scope of work. So you'll see I have a pinned issue, the MVP for Gumroad Me. And here's the first little insight into how I like to approach things. In the last year or so, I came across Joshua Lisec, and he really helped me come up with a vocabulary to describe the process that I've landed on organically over the years in my research and experience, both managing projects and being the active coder on projects. What I've really been trying to do to clarify what code needs to be written, what features need to be built, is I have found the jobs that need to be done. If you want to learn more about jobs to be done, I highly recommend any of Joshua Lisec's courses, which incidentally happen to be on Gumroad. He talks extensively about jobs to be done, and I think presents it in a very easy to understand way. And there's also source material on the topic which you can Google. So without geeking out too much about jobs to be done framework, the idea is you find the jobs that people are doing so that you can develop a product around what people are already doing. And then you know, at the very least, the product that you create is going to do something that somebody needs to do. Whether or not it can compete in that marketplace is a different question. And that's a part of market research and finding the right fit for that market. But right now we're just going to focus on building a Rails app, really. So I'm doing just a bare minimum in order to understand what it is that I'm going to build. And we'll take whether this is advisable or not as an actual business strategy. We're just going to take the approach that if I build it, hopefully people will come, and we'll figure it out as we go along. So here are my MVP jobs. As you can see, I'm not sure, but I think that Gumroad creators might come into play. Maybe Gumroad itself. As I alluded to earlier, people are actually interested in this being a feature of Gumroad. But as a Gumroad consumer, I need to make a list of Gumroad products that I'd like to own. It's a wish list, right? We've all made wish lists before, I presume. So if you expand this little drop down, you can see that I've filled out a little questionnaire. This is actually inspired by another resource. The contents of this questionnaire. I have put these questions together, but the main bullet points here, the main headings, dream outcome, risk, likelihood of outcome, the latency, the effort and sacrifice. These things come from a guy named Alex Hormozi. I believe I got his name right. And he's created free resources to help people build and scale their first businesses to multiple millions. And he's done that multiple times, and he shares a lot of his wisdom from going through that process. And what he has distilled from his experience is that when you're creating a new product or a new job, in jobs to be done vernacular, a new tool to get a job done, what you want to do is you want to achieve a bigger, better dream outcome for someone, and you want to help them understand how likely that dream outcome is going to be. You want to help them understand how your tool is going to get them from where they are now to that dream outcome that they're trying to arrive at. And you want to convince them that your tool can do that reliably so that there's very little risk to them. So these are the things that you want to increase. You want to increase the likelihood of the outcome. You want to increase the impact of the dream outcome. Down here on the bottom two here, you want to reduce the latency. In other words, you want to reduce the amount of time it takes for a person to get results. And you also want to reduce the amount of effort or sacrifice that a person needs to make in order to get to their goal, in order to get the job done. So they want to get the job done faster, and they want to get it done easier with less effort, less sacrifice. And then I also have a heading here just to do a little bit of basic competition research. So I can see what the tools are that people are already using, and we can study them, kind of pick them apart, and understand what the market looks like and where we can improve on these 4 aspects. So again, the top 2 we're trying to increase. We're trying to increase the impact of the top 2 and reduce the impact of the bottom 2. So now you can see the essence, the purpose behind the questions here. Why do I want this? That speaks to the dream outcome. I want people to buy products for me on Gumroad so I don't have to. I want to remember to buy it for myself later, maybe when I get my next paycheck or something. I want to send people a wish list. Maybe my birthday is coming up and I just want to be able to share the things that I want. Why now? Again, Christmas, birthday is coming up. Why else might I need a list? Well, right now I can't afford it, but I will at some time in the future. Why do I need a list now? Well, I don't need the resource right now. Maybe I'm not at the level. It's like a 200 level course and I'm still on 101. But when I complete 101, that's when I'm going to buy the next step. So it's a little bit more about the wish list. What are the possible risks or questions, objections that might pop up to people as they're thinking about whether to use our wish list app? Well, they might be thinking, I'll spend time on this, but I'll never use the wish list. Or it'll be too hard to get grandpa to buy me that ebook because the tool will be too hard to use. He doesn't understand the internet well enough. Okay, how do I know that this product works? Well, they might want to know who else has used. They might want to see some testimonials, some social proof. Who else has used this app and successfully convinced people to purchase ebooks for them? Latency. So when do I get my results? You get the benefit of getting this product that you're wanting out of your head and into a list immediately. So there's an immediate benefit. You get to feel lighter as a result. And then there's just a few more notes about that. This is just raw brain dump level stuff right now. What skills do I need? Pointing, clicking, basic computing skills in 2021. What knowledge do I need to learn? How to make an account? Maybe authenticate with Gumroad. How to manage my wish list. How to manage a wish list. Again, kind of basic computing 101 in 2021. What decisions will I need to make? So that goes into effort and sacrifice. The more decisions somebody needs to make, the more resistance there's going to be, because decisions equal resistance. So the fewer decisions you have to make to get to use this product, the better. And then here's a list of wish lists after just some very light brainstorming and Googling. So that summarizes the job that I'm trying to get done. Again, I have some question marks here. Maybe we'll fill that out down the road. But right now we have a decent amount here. And I'm actually going to edit this very quickly because I just thought of another type of user that we're definitely going to have here. So we're going to add expandable details. Here in the detail summary, we're going to say as a what do we call a person who buys something from a wish list? A gifter, not a grifter, a gifter. As a gifter, I need to purchase a gift for the giftee, something like that. And I don't have all those questions populated here, but just so I don't forget, oh, I had a thought and then it went away. Need to purchase a gift for the giftee. Mark it as purchased. Maybe schedule reminder to purchase. Something like that. Okay. There we go. All right. So this concludes the first installment of our adventure to build a Gumroad wishlist app. So we've just laid the foundations of the job that we're trying to get done. Next up is to start planning the actual code that we're going to write. So tune in next time to find out how that is going to work. Catch you later.